We're going to take a look at three different clusters of propaganda posters from the First World War. This first cluster comes to us from England. If you examine the poster on the far right, this poster is appealing to English citizens to send aid to an office in Trafalgar Square in London to help civilians that have been displaced by the German onslaught in Belgium. This middle poster is making a reference to the unrestricted submarine warfare that the German government began to wage in order to stop reinforcements and supplies to allies on the mainland of Europe who were blocking their offensive into Paris, the Schlieffen Plan. A mother and a child are drowning, innocent victims of German torpedoing, and soldiers are being encouraged to enlist. If you take a look at this poster, it shows men in England in three different services, so there's many ways that you could serve. They're asking men to join the war effort. In this cluster, we have posters from the United States. The one on the bottom right features prominently an American eagle. It's inviting you to help keep him free by buying war-saving stamps. These stamps were a way of what we call today crowdfunding war. In addition to normal revenue collected through taxes, citizens would buy these bonds and they would be returned their money once the conflict had concluded, plus a little bit of interest for investing. It was a very patriotic thing to do, and it was raised through community events. If you take a look at this poster here, we have a young lady who's not entirely in uniform, wishing that she was a man because she would join the Navy. And this poster works on two levels. One, there's sex appeal in the subject of the poster to get men's attention, obviously because they are the target audience, and also a hint of sexism because it assumes that women are weaker than men. That's why they're not allowed to join the Navy. And so if you are a man and you are a strong man, then you would join the United States Navy by taking up the call to enlist. If we take a look at this last cluster of posters here, you'll notice that the language is German. On the far right, we have three subjects for this poster. Their family. There's the man, he's not quite in military garb, but he is holding a sword, which shows that he's a warrior of sorts, and he is on guard, looking out, protecting his family. In this next poster, we have a tank, which was a British invention used to get through the trenches so they could punch holes in advance against the German side. So people are being invited to join the forces to help stop the menace of the tanks. In this poster, we have a German soldier. He's not quite equipped with contemporary weaponry. He's got a sword, but he does have a sort of modern infantry helmet. And so he kind of has a supernatural look with the golden sword, and it's supposed to be an appeal to the noble warrior. And this one is even more explicitly an appeal to the noble warrior archetype, where we have a German soldier who is fighting a dragon. And so even though the imagery here is out of date, the sentiment is not, because anybody who joins the army is going to be fighting a noble fight, or that is what they are meant to believe by the propaganda. In all of these posters, we see sentiments of nationalism by appealing to folk culture archetypes, and also the importance of military preparedness. So that's the militarism aspect of the culture of nationalism. If you take a look back at that first gaggle, because the conflict is occurring in Belgium and the target audience is England, that's evidence of the alliance system. Because England was an ally to Belgium, that is why they felt justified in engaging in the war, though they were not directly threatened. But once they did engage in the war, their shipping was under attack. So that's evidence of the alliance system, and also the nationalistic idea of strength and unity that shows nationalism. And here we have more evidence of the alliance system. In the outset of the war, the United States was not involved, but eventually it began lending help to democratic allies in Europe, and was then targeted by Germany because of its non-neutrality. In fact, even though we said we were neutral, we were not being neutral because we were helping Germany's enemies. So once we were attacked, then we got involved in the war. And so these propaganda posters hint at the presence both of our nationalistic intentions of freedom, our militaristic celebration of the strength of our Navy, and also the alliance system, because we are helping our allies in a global struggle. I hope this is helpful for your closing assessment for Unit 3, Lesson B. You are welcome.